Hey team, Chef Eric here. Hope you're doing well. Today I want to get into a really basic yet elevated cook. This is one of the first 5 cooks that I think every Kamado Joe owner should get into. In fact, this was my aha moment when I was like, I did this recipe, I did this method, and I was like, there really is something to ceramic grills with cooking over natural lump charcoal that makes it better. I'm talking about Spatchcock chicken. Let's get into the action. So we're talking about a method today that really produces superior results. Again, it couldn't be any easier. Let's go ahead and talk about how to spatchcock this chicken, or any bird. So we're gonna stand it up, legs and thighs and breast meat facing away, and we've got this cavity here, okay? And essentially what we're gonna do is stick our knife in here and cut down one side of the spine. And so I'll just kind of trace so you can see where we're going, and just on the other side. So keeping on the same side of the tail and the spine. All right, so stand the bird up. You can use kitchen shears too if you're not as comfortable using the knife. Yeah, I see no problem with that, but I prefer a knife. So we're gonna stick in and cut straight down. All right, first cut has been made. Let you get these kidneys out of there too, which can bring some bitterness. So there's another hidden benefit there. All right, now we're gonna open the bird up, and I'm gonna give a little knock right on the inside of the keel bone. So dead center of the 2 shoulder blades. And then it's gonna allow us just to open it up like a book. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and cut out the other side of the spinal region and get rid of that. Now this makes great stocks, so you don't have to just throw it away. And there's a little hip joint right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start at the top. And now I'm at that hip. So I can come in here, see, popped right out. And that'll allow me to cruise right through. And there we are. Again, this is good stuff for roasting and making stocks. You can freeze them until you have enough to do that, or you can just discard it. And we're left with a beautiful bird to roast. You know, you can get rid of any of these pin feathers that are still on there. And of course, you guys know me, I like to do the half Nelsons. I say I like to do the half Nelson. I've got some birds coming up behind me that are making me feel a little uncomfortable here.
Yeah.
Legs, thigh, breast meat, wings. That's it. I think we're gonna sneak a couple pads of butter, and let's go ahead and do that. We'll get some butter going on in here and some fresh herbs, and then we're gonna put it on an indirect grill at 350 degrees. So you don't want to cut the skin, and I really like the fact that we don't have any nicks from the butcher on this skin. We're gonna come right through here and just ever so lightly use our fingers to create a separation. See how I'm under there now? And on one side, I'm gonna sneak this down, and don't rip that skin, okay? Beauty. And then before we put this one in, because I don't want to block it, let's shove some fresh thyme in there. And it's cool, you think it's really fibrous, and when you slice it, you're gonna run into issues, but it just breaks down as that fat melts. And it just really makes for a beautiful, beautiful flavor. So we're gonna use Lane's Barbecue Brisket seasoning today. I like this, it's got, here, check it out. It's got a little black pepper, kosher salt, granulated garlic, thyme, and paprika. So that's a loud bird. I really appreciate this seasoning on something as simple as a roasted bird, okay? So get in there. And we'll do the same thing, seasoning under the skin. Good. And we'll take a minute to season the exterior of this bird once we get our butter and herbs in. Check it out, just working some Sometimes it needs a little help. We're gonna season from above. You can see through the shaker here, there's different granule sizes. So we want this all to rain down evenly. And we got some wind now, so we're gonna play the wind, but we're gonna season from above to let everything spread out so we get more even seasoning across this beautiful, beautiful bird. We're gonna go rib cage side as well. And don't forget these little areas. Cool. Now let's talk about setting up an indirect cook. And again, this is my aha moment. This was it. I really enjoy basic things that blow you away, okay? So all we did was season, put some pads of butter in there, put some herbs in there, and spatchcock this bird. Now we're gonna put it on the Kamado Joe indirect and roast for probably an hour and 15 minutes at 350 degrees. Got a small bed of coals here. I'm just gonna knock them around a little bit. And then we're gonna place our divide and conquer system in. Notice how I've got the 2 half moon deflector shields installed, and then I've got the grill grates at the top level. Just set that right on top of the firebox. Transfer the bird right there. And I like to shape that breast meat just a little bit, so sometimes if it's like that, that's undesirable for me. I want to shape it because the way you shape it is the way it's gonna cook and the way it's gonna look in the end. And we really want to be able to cut right here and keep the skin on the breast meat. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. What do you think, Nate? You like it?
Stunning.
That's us, team. Let's take an internal temperature. Oh my gosh. Great crust on the skin. We're looking for an internal temperature on the breast meat of about 160 Fahrenheit and 170 to 175 on the leg and thigh. So we're at 162 right now on the breast meat. And we're at 175 on the leg and thigh. This baby is ready to come off and rest. And just looks the ticket. This looks the ticket right now. I love it. Let's get this bird off. And we gotta let it rest. Without having to do any foolery with charcoal and banking it to one side or the other, the nature of this bird, the legs and thighs with the bone in there, those bones are going to radiate heat, so the leg and thighs are going to come to temperature quicker than the breast meat, which is what we want because they get tender at that 175 almost to 180 mark, whereas if we took the breast meat to that temperature, it'd be completely dried out. You want to pull that breast meat off before it gets to the 165 mark. We're going to get it there through carryover cooking, but if you take it off at 165, it's going to carry over to that 170, 175, and you're going to have a dry bird. That is not what we want. This is textbook. Beautiful. We've rested for 10 minutes. Let's take a look at the undercarriage here. Nice bit of caramelization there. That's what we want to see. This is what winning looks like, team. Simple recipes and methods that just turn out consistent, beautiful products. A spatchcock bird on the Kamado Joe, it's hard to beat, and it should be one of your top 3 cooks. Not top 3 really, but well, make it a top 3, but one of your first 3 cooks. So what I'm gonna do now is see how we've got a little space here between the leg, thigh, and breast. If I cut here, I'm gonna be missing a lot of skin on the breast meat. So I'm gonna pull this and I'm gonna cut closer to the leg and thigh than the breast meat. And that's just gonna pull, oh my gosh, look at that. We're in for a treat. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. Just kind of give it a little nick right there. And beauty. And then we can flip this over, and nature gives us a road map. There's that bit right there that shows us right where the joint is, and the knife just glides right through. We took it to that 175 mark, which got rid of all the redness in the joint. And this, let me just show you how this would pull. Wow, that is succulent. And sometimes when I'm doing a presentation, I mean, it almost looks like white meat, doesn't it? Sometimes when I'm doing a presentation, I will shred those legs, the thighs rather. Legs I like to leave as is because those are fun drumsticks. And then we got the crackling skin that we can chop up. But the bones did a great job of protecting that and keeping that ultra juicy and flavorful. Let's do the same thing for the other thigh. If you missed that before, we're looking for this little line right here. And watch, I'll just use the weight of the knife. Try to just get it so that I can show you where it is. It's right there, so it's just both legs and thighs. Now let's go to the breast. What I'm gonna do is just slice right down the middle, and then using a kind of push motion, I'm gonna slice right underneath. Let me just show you what I'm doing so you can see it. There's that one bone that comes here, and we're gonna sneak right under that rib cage. Okay, so we're pretty much doing that, but I'll show you how I do it from this side. So we go, we slice, and we pull, and we pull, and we pull, we get to that joint, and we're able to take off those bones, and now we've got a beautiful boneless breast that we can slice. And don't forget to pull this meat. This to me is the best. You take a little of that board sauce right there. I mean, that's what dreams are made of right there. You can see where the tenderloin is, and we can pull that out. That's fun. Okay, so let's get rid of those bones. Let's go ahead and slice the breast meat. I like to come at a slight angle, and just now that it's boneless, we're just gonna work our way down. And remember, we had the butter in there, we had the herbs in there. That is gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Wing. There's just something about the majesty of a bird that does it for me. That fresh thyme is really coming through, super floral. And then if we were to do like a little bit of a board presentation here, fun little chicken platter right there for everybody. This looks great. We get a piece with a little bit of that seasoning on the outside, little herbs underneath. It's got my name all over it. There we go. That is a fantastic bite. And I do love the fresh thyme underneath there. Folks, simple things done perfectly win every time. Great, simple, elevated, roasted spatchcock chicken here. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and do leave us a comment. And what are those other cooks, 2 other cooks that should be a top 3 or a first 3 for your new Kamado Joe? I'm throwing the Spatchcock Chicken. What are the other 2 to make up your first 3 cooks? Thanks so much, team, for joining us. Happy grilling.